Please, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit, and I have an update for Panless eyeshadows. So before I get into showing you guys, because I don't think I've really been explaining how I do Panless eyeshadows, if you've been watching this you know, but if you haven't I will just briefly explain it. I work on 4 shades at a time. 3 of those shades come from a palette, and the 4th shade is always a single, which gets rolled in and then out the very next update. So my single, I want to try and get as much use on that collection as I possibly could within the 12 months that this project goes for. A year or two ago, I had like 24, give or take, singles, and then it exploded up to like 60. So I really want to try and work through my singles as much as possible. So whether or not I hit pan in that single or I don't use it at all, it's only in for 1 month. So every month at least I'm rolling in a brand new single. But I've noticed that it's actually helped with my singles collection ever so slightly. I do have this palette here which has singles that have pan on them. Now these may not all be from this project, this one's completely empty, but at least this was from like way previous, but I feel like this was from a couple of months ago. The rest of these are pretty much from this project. So I'm happy that I'm at least able to make some sort of usage on my singles collection. I want to continue that. So that's why my single gets rolled out each and every month. So let's get into this update. I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on, and we are going to start off with my ABH and Amrezy palette. Now the shade that I've been working on in here is called New Yorker, which is this brown shade right here. So as you can maybe tell, there's some usage going on in there. But I don't think you would be really able to see anything. It just does not look like it's brand new, but pretty close to it. I can see it in person a lot better, but I really don't think I've reached for this at all this month. Maybe once, twice at most. It's gonna take me a very long time to hit pan on this. But do you guys see it? I know you see it. I know you can see that shiny pan in Barb, which surprised me but also not surprised me when I hit it. I'm actually wearing it today. I did not hit pan today. I hit it a little while ago, but I'm actually wearing Barb on the inner half of my lid today. And so when I hit pan and Barb, I decided I was going to make a rule for this palette specifically. I may or may not pull this into other palettes next year. We'll just have to see how it goes. Kind of like this project is based like on how I feel. So if I choose something at one time doesn't mean it's gonna stick around, or vice versa. I may change things up as I go. I just want this project to be easy, chill, go with the flow for me. That's how I wanted it last year. It's how it's going to be this year and into next year. So what I decided was, because I have pan and Barb, I'm going to keep this palette in here, but if I can hit pan on this shade here, which is Cupcake, which I'm also wearing today, and I tend to pair these 2 shades together, usually with this shade in the crease. Today I'm not. Today I'm wearing something else. But if I hit pan and Cupcake, I will then roll this palette out. Not necessarily because I have 2 other pans in this shade and not the focus shade, but just because of how I've been wearing this palette. If I can hit pan and Cupcake, I will then roll this out and roll something else into it, into its place. New Yorker will still be eligible probably next year at this point, because I will want to break from it. So if that's the case, then that's just how it happens to work out. But I'm really excited that I actually have pan and Barb. Like I said, I was surprised because I wasn't quite expecting it, but I'm also not surprised because of how much I use it. Again, I really haven't been keeping tally on anything, so I don't have usages for very much, if anything at all, to be completely honest. But that shade will be staying in, so I am going to swatch it, even though I have a feeling I'm probably not really going to be focusing on it too much. But you did not hear that from me. So that is New Yorker, which will be rolled in to the next update. Another shade that I have had in here for what feels like forever is from my What Dreams Are Made Of palette. This is the ColourPop and Lizzie McGuire palette, and I've been working on Hello Fabulous, this purple shade right here. So you can tell that, no, okay, we're not playing this game. Every time, that's just a speck, that's not pan. There's no way that's pan. there's like a little, you see that right there? That's just a speck. This has happened in another project where I like noticed on camera that I had hit pan in something. That's not pan, but you can see the dip. So I've been using a liner brush with this and using this on my lower lash line. That's how I'm going to continue to wear this shade. I do feel like for me, and maybe it's the time of year, maybe it's just because I'm not used to it, but I do feel like that shade is a little much for me all over the lid. I might be able to get away with it on like the outer corner or maybe the inner corner, but I do like how it looks on my lower lash line, and it's just like a thin liner brush, and I just kind of like pack it on a little bit, but I don't make it heavy. I don't make it thick. I don't make it a large lower lash line. I find that on me just isn't the look for me. So I like to do just like not tight lining, but a thin line where you can still see the color, but a thin line on my lower lash line just to give it a little pop of something. So that's how I'm going to continue to wear this shade. I do think it is a very pretty purple shade. Like, it's a beautiful shade. I absolutely love it. But for myself, and at least with the time of year that it's been, we are technically now in fall. Even those two together are pretty. I feel like wearing this on my bottom lash line just makes more sense for me. So that's just how I'm going to continue to do so. We are going to go to my third palette. This was the Kaja Stack in Rose Water. This was actually my level 1 palette for Project Level Up when I refreshed a few months ago. And I had hit pan in the top shade. No, I didn't. It was the middle shade right here. So the shade that I rolled in was actually the bottom shade, and I was pairing this with Hello Fabulous on the lower lash line until I dropped it. And when I dropped it, it didn't shatter all over the ground, thank God. It was literally like in the circle, but it was on my bathroom floor. So I scooped it up and threw it out. So what I did was I actually just focused in on where this pan is showing right here. This speck was showing, there was a tiny little bit here, but I just there was a little bit of shadow kind of connecting them. So I just continued to use it a little bit, and then I just said that was kind of enough. So I technically hit pan, technically not, but I will be rolling this one out because I have not reached for it for pretty much like the whole month. I used it a few times, kind of connected the two pans together, and I'm leaving it at that. So this shade is going to be rolled out. And my single for the month, which we already know is going to be rolled out, but I have actually used this more than I thought, and I am actually wearing it today to kind of blend out my crease, or the line of my crease, so it's under my brow bone. This is Aura by Annabelle. So I was using a bit of a fluffy brush with it, and if I can take it out, this is what she looks like. So you really can't see very much usage, and I don't have pictures to compare from last month, but I'll tell you right now, it does not look any different. Maybe the slightest amount of like, not even a dip, but a little something in there. But I did use this a couple times, a lot more than I've used since I've owned it, and I'm happy with the small amount of progress that I've made on this shade. So this one is going to be rolling out as well. So I am going to put that off to the side for now. So these two shades are staying in, and we will be randomizing another shade from a palette, and then we will be randomizing from my singles. So let me see. I randomized through the alphabet, so A to Z, to figure out what shade I will be working on. And then my singles, I just do 1 through however many I have. So if I can find my app here. No, that's the wrong one. We're going to randomize from the alphabet. Let's reset so it's at 0. Okay, so I have the whole alphabet here. We're going to see what letter I get. We get letter C. So I'm going to see how many shades start with the letter C, and then we will randomize 1 through however many. There's 64. Oh, that's a lot of shades. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go to... No, get out. Oh my God. Okay, we have 1 through 64. 25. Okay, let me count. I will come back and we will see what shade that is. Okay, this may be good, guys. I'm kind of excited. So 25 is Coconut Slushy from the Give Me Glow Summer Vibes palette. I had that in a project to use like 10 times, and I'm pretty sure that was one of the shades that I was reaching for. So I'm really excited about that. So I will go grab that, and then we will come back and we will do the singles because I have all of my singles sitting in one big palette here. So let me go grab the shade coming from the Summer Vibes palette, and I will be back in a second. Okay, so I have the palette, but I have not opened it. So this is the Give Me Glow Summer Vibes palette, and the Coconut Slushy. Ooh, yep. It's the very first shade here. So this has, you can see the usage. It definitely feels like a little bit of a dip, but that is the shade there. So I'm really excited about that. That is the color story so far. I think it's pretty. So that is what my shades from the palettes are. And now we're going to randomize a single. So I actually counted them just before I came back, and I have 50 shades in this massive Give Me Glow palette. So I have 50 of them sitting right here. And then I actually always tend to forget these ones, but I have this little mini single from Natasha Denona. This is from the Retro palette. Even though I now have the Retro palette, I will it was just a little corner. I'll squish this back together. I will still include this one into my singles. And then this shade right here is literally just powder at this point. It's a Give Me Glow shade. Okay, I'm not going to show you. Well, this is literally just powder at this point. It's all broken up. So this is, I'll go grab the actual single. One sec. Okay, so I have it in this Terra Moons palette here, and it's the pink shade. This one down here is a highlighter. It's this one. I think it's called Princess or Ice Princess or something, but it's very crumbly, like princess pink. It's very pretty, very pretty. Like, I love this shade. But a part of me is thinking, like, I had kind of taken some of the crumbles and put it into that little Smashbox component here. But it didn't seem to repress very well. So I'm thinking I might just exclude these two because this one's breaking and I gotta repress it together. This one's just all over the place. We're just gonna forget about these. We're just gonna focus on my big Give Me Glow palette. And we're gonna randomize 1 through 50. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're gonna forget about everything else. My project, my rules, whatever. I have eyeshadow all over my floor now though. Okay, let's pick 1 through 50 and then I will finish this up and clean up here. Okay, 1 through 50. 17. I'm curious about what that one is. Okay, this massive baby. Okay, so this was my big Give Me Glow palette. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh my God, that's my favorite shade. I don't know if you guys even saw that on this shade. This one. That has such a dip in it. It's from Looxie. I love this shade so much. I feel like this may have been in this project. I don't know. It was in something. Yeah, this is called Oob. It is beautiful. It has, let me see if you guys can actually see the dip. It's not really going to focus, but like, oh, it's beautiful. You know, both of these, like, I'm so excited for this because I know I'll hit pan on this like soon. So we have like these two purples and then these two kind of go together. So this is a very cohesive color story, which is super nice, super exciting. I actually really enjoy that. I don't have to worry about trying to figure out what's going to go with what. If I want to pair these together. So I could definitely get some good use on this. And like I said, I know that I'm going to hit pan in this shade like really soon. These Looxie shades are very soft. I think I said this at the last update because I think I called it Snow Glow, but it was Electric Lemonade. This one right here, this blue, which probably does not look like there's pan in it anymore, but there is. Yeah. Okay, I need to stop touching my shit. Okay, I'm gonna end this. Oh my god. Maybe single shadows are just not for me because apparently I don't have any luck with them. I just need palettes, shades that I don't take in and out of things, shades that are safe in a little palette components. Yeah, okay. So this is my color story. I'm very excited about it regardless. I think I'm going to get a lot of use on this. Like I said, if I don't hit pan, which I probably won't hit pan in here, but as long as I hit pan in Cupcake, I will then roll the shade out. But with this color story, I might actually use it. We'll see. We'll see how she goes. But I do need to stop this and clean up this lovely shimmery mess that I have sitting in front of me now. And yeah, that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize for this being so chaotic towards the end. I hope you guys still enjoyed this. And that is everything. So I will see you guys all later. Bye.